What's good? It's your boy Jay. That's me. We're going to get into Monday Night Raw from February the 10th, 2025. An okay show, but it could have been way better. These Raws on Netflix have been utterly boring, and they, for the most part, have been a total waste of time. And this was no different. Before we get into the review, we are going to go over the rest of the releases that took place over the weekend. So, Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson, Aladon, Giovanni Vinci, and Elektra Lopez are no longer with the WWE. That sucks. Elektra Lopez, she was always on television with Legado. She was a very good mouthpiece, attractive female for sure, and poof, she's gone. It sucks. I wish the Triple H would have given her a type of manager role. That would have been kind of cool, but it looks like it's not going to happen. Looks like it won't happen. Do I think she'll continue on in wrestling? I have no idea. It all depends on what she wants to do. Maybe TNA can take her in. Maybe. I don't know. She's not going to AEW. She's not going to NWA or MLW or anything like that. So I don't know what Elektra Lopez is going to do. I have no idea. It sucks. But Triple H is more focused on in-ring ability than actually, character work and mic skills. So it is what it is. But I am kind of worried for the other members of Legado. It could be where Angel and Humberto are released as well. Hopefully that won't happen, but you never know. Moving on. So Isla Dawn was released, and this sucks. I kind of like Isla Dawn. She's okay on the mic, and her character was okay, but her character is way too similar to like Alexa Bliss and Alba Fire, her former tag team partner. So it was way too similar to those gimmicks. She was a Shawn Michaels talent / creation, basically. And she was okay. She did very, very good in NXT UK. She came to NXT. She did okay. She had a good little feud with, at that time, Kaylee Ray, now known as Alba Fire. They put them together. They won the tag titles last year. And now she's gone. So, it sucks. Where do I think she'll end up? Probably, I would say TNA, but I don't think it's gonna work out for her in TNA because she was one of the women that kind of went at Tessa Blanchard when those allegations and stuff occurred back in 2020. So I doubt if she'll go there, but you never know. You really never know. You can never tell. If she doesn't go to TNA or tries to, I could see her going to AEW. I don't know what she would do there, except for just be a jobber to the stars, or maybe just be put on Ring of Honor, something like that. I don't know. Maybe New Japan. I mean, not New Japan. Maybe Stardom. Maybe, who knows? Next, the Good Brothers. Oh boy, whew. Carl Anderson has been fired twice. Luke Gallows has been fired 4 or 5 times. This might be number 6 for him. The Good Brothers, it is what it is. They're AEW bound. They're not going to TNA. They've been there, done that. They're not going there. So they're going to probably do, probably pull double duty, work for AEW and New Japan. Again, they're going to be best of friends. I mean, they're best of friends with the Elite, so they'll go and do Elite bullshit, and that's what they'll end up doing. The final one, Giovanni Vinci, he was let go. Now, apparently, this is just a rumor. We don't know if that's true or not, but apparently he was trying to get with Tiffany Stratton, who is the real-life girlfriend of Ludwig Kaiser. And that's a no-no. So, yeah. So, apparently he was trying to talk to her and everything else and trying to flirt with her. And so, that's why maybe they booted him out of Imperium. And then he, became a jobber on SmackDown, losing in quick fashion. So, there's that. He's talented in ring. Okay promo. I like the gimmick that Shawn Michaels was, having him be a European pretty boy. I like that, what they're doing with him. That ended up getting over, and how Triple H hates when people when talent get over on their own. So that's why that happened. Where do I see him going? Probably TNA. I think that'd be the best bet for him. I doubt if he'll go to MLW, NWA, GCW. He's not going to be AEW bound at all, so no, he's not. But he should be fine. I could definitely see him in TNA for sure. So, there's that. I think the only person out of the releases that Tony Khan is probably focused on is probably going to be Cedric Alexander. And then again, if I was Cedric Alexander, I still would turn down AEW. I would just go to TNA, kill it in the X Division. He might get a shot at the TNA World Heavyweight Championship, and do stuff like that. So, yeah. But those are the releases. But that's for WWE. We're going to do the AEW releases, but I'll end the video with that one. So, let's just go ahead and get into Monday Night Raw. All right. So, Jey Uso, he shows up. He got a really long entrance, as per usual. Then, Jey Uso is taken out and beaten down by Gunther. Gunther beats the shit out of Jey Uso. Jey Uso gets on the mic, and he says that maybe he shouldn't say this, but it's going to be him and Gunther at WrestleMania. So this pisses off Gunther. Gunther continues to beat down Jey Uso. Then Jey Uso is going to make a quick comeback by doing a plunger, taking out Gunther and the security. And Gunther's pulled away, and that was it. This is fine, I guess. Do I care about this? No, not really, because we should have done the whole Jey Uso thing at Saturday Night's Main Event 2 weeks ago. They chose not to, and now we have to deal with about 8 to 10 weeks of this nonsense. I don't know, man. I really don't know. I don't know at all. I do not know. So I couldn't tell you guys, but what's done is done. Moving on. So, we get a backstage interview with Rhea Ripley, who's being interviewed by Kathy Kelly. So, Rhea says if Liv Morgan wins at the Elimination Chamber, she'll deal with her at WrestleMania. As for the top girl, which is Charlotte Flair, she's wasting everyone's time. So Io Sky and Dakota Kai, they walk up to Rhea. Io says that Rhea cost her shot at WrestleMania. She's coming for her, and then Rhea says she's looking forward to it. So this leads us into the first match of the night, which was way too long. That was Liv Morgan. No, my bad. Yeah, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, the Judgment Day. They are defeated by Io Sky and Dakota Kai. Wow, and this shit was long. Man, Triple H loves some Io. He loves him some Io Sky. What the hell, bro? And this is nothing and nothing was on the line at all, period. And Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, they just beat the actual women's tag team champions, Bianca Belair and Naomi, about a week ago. So, yeah. This will probably lead to like a triple threat tag team match at the Elimination Chamber. So, who gives a shit? Moving on. So, so this leads us into Bayley versus Lyra Valkyria. So Bayley qualifies for the women's Elimination Chamber. She wins via a roll-up. And that's how she beats Lyra Valkyria. Am I okay with this? No, not really, because you could have had a different finish. You could have had this be a double count out. You could have had someone interfere in the match. You could have had it be like a no contest. Anything. Lyra just won the Women's Intercontinental Championship about 2 weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know what they're doing here. I don't know. And this has actually been the first time Lyra's been on TV in quite some time anyway, too. But Triple H loves him some Bayley. He continues to push Bayley. I mean, I like Bayley, but come on, at some point in time, you gotta go with different people. And that's the problem with Monday Night Raw. We continue to see the same people week in, week out, over and over and over again. Moving on. So, we get a Penta vignette. Penta says that he'll teach Pete Dunne and Ludwig Kaiser a lesson. All right, that's fine. Moving on. So Jackie Redmond is backstage with Ludwig Kaiser. Kaiser said he won't stop with Penta until he's gone for good. So Pete Dunne's lame ass walks up. He says he wasn't helping Kaiser last week. Kaiser says that he doesn't need Pete Dunne's help anyway. Pete Dunne says he's going to break Penta next week. Penta will wish he never stepped foot onto Monday Night Raw. Kaiser says if that's the case, he'll stay out of Dunne's business. All right, who really gives a shit? It's not that important at all. Why is Pete Dunne still around? Oh yeah, I forgot. He's a Triple H Black and Gold guy. So yeah, of course, most of those top guys are going to be around like that. Top guys meaning for NXT Black and Gold, obviously. Do I care about any of this? No. Kaiser's great, though. He's great. Good shit. Proud of Kaiser. Kaiser is a future star in the making, for sure. Moving on. So, Lyra Valkyria, she's walking backstage with Alpha Academy, which is Otis and Akira Tozawa. Why they're still called the Alpha Academy? Come up with a new name, Triple H, please. Stop being so damn lazy. So Ivy and I on the Creed Brothers, they walk up. So Ivy mocks Lyra for losing as the new women's Intercontinental Champion. Lyra warns Ivy Nile to stay away from her. Ivy Nile says she'll take the title from Lyra Valkyria. And the Creed Brothers will win. My bad. And the Creed Brothers will first win the World Tag Team Championships. And none of that's going to happen at all. Because it doesn't happen. It does not happen at all. Spoiler alert. Moving on. So AJ Styles, he is back. Michael Cole gives him his TNA credentials, which is great. So he talked about TNA, how AJ Styles was a champion down there in that promotion. He held all the major titles and everything, so that was great. So good stuff. So AJ Styles says his heart is about to be out of his chest. He says he's got major deja vu going on right now. He said 4 months ago he came into this building with the biggest smile on his face because because this was his stomping ground. So Styles was going to get his career back on track before he got injured. Styles says this was a career-ending injury. Say that 3 times fast. Sorry about that, guys. He thought that his career was over. When he woke up in the morning, he looked in the mirror and said that there's still gas in the tank. He said it was hard getting back here, but anything worth doing is going to be hard. It's going to suck. So Styles said that he has a long to-do list. He wants to remind the locker room that he's still the phenomenal AJ Styles. So Dirty Dom, he shows up along with Carlito. And So he gets on the mic. He says that it's been a while since he's seen AJ Styles on Raw. And basically, Dom tells AJ that he runs Monday Night Raw, that being the Judgment Day. And then Styles makes fun of them for losing Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest. And he makes fun of Carlito wearing skinny jeans. And Styles says that he's inspired by Dominic Mysterio's work ethic. He says Dom is always here every night working, but he'll always be Rey Mysterio's punk-ass kid. And then, so there's a little brawl that breaks down. AJ Styles stands tall by hitting the phenomenal forearm on Carlito. Okay, that's cool. I'm glad that AJ Styles is back. Really good for that. I've always been a fan of AJ Styles. Always. Guy's one of the GOATs. And AJ, I'm hoping he can become champion one day before he ends his career in WWE. Hopefully. But we'll have to wait and see. Moving right along. So this leads us into... Wait. So Dirty Dom and Carlito, they attacked AJ. Maybe Omos might show up. I don't know. That's just a rumor. They might reunite them. Hopefully not. But if they do, it is what it is. Hopefully it's just for a short time and not a long time. Because AJ Styles needs to be focusing on singles wins and winning some singles gold. Seriously. I would love for AJ Styles to be World Heavyweight Champion. Even if it's just for like a couple months to like, a good 3 or 6 months. Even if it's something like that, I'm fine with it. So, hopefully that happens. It probably won't, but hopefully it does. Moving on. So, this leads us into WrestleMania. So, it is going to be official. It's going to be Gunther versus Jay at WrestleMania 41. So, it is official. That's the first official WrestleMania match announced. And the road to WrestleMania feels extremely bumpy and quite boring, if we're being honest. It's more so like rematch mania. Moving on. So, Seth Rollins is out next. He's interviewed by Jackie Redmond. She says that the chamber's stacked. She mentions, John Cena, Drew McIntyre, and CM Punk. So Rollins says that he feels great because he's in Nashville for Monday Night Rollins. He says his path to WrestleMania is clear. He gives Jery Uso his props for winning. For going after Gunther. He says all eyes are on the Elimination Chamber and all eyes are on him and who's going to win that match. So Finn Balor shows up. Finn Balor says all eyes are on Seth Rollins, but all people see is his downfall. Everyone sees the cracks. Seth Rollins lose to CM Punk on the Netflix debut. They saw Rollins lose his mind at the Royal Rumble. And the only thing that's standing in Rollins' way, in Finn Balor's way, is the world title at WrestleMania. A guy falling apart. At the Elimination Chamber. Is a guy falling apart. So Seth Rollins asks Finn Balor if he believes that. They go back a long time. They've done this dance once or twice from WrestleMania to SummerSlam. And Seth Rollins says he's got unfinished business with CM Punk. He's going to tie up some loose ends with Cody Rhodes. And the way Rollins sees it is Finn Balor standing in his way. After next week, Finn Balor won't be standing at all. And then Finn Balor laughs at Seth Rollins. This is fine. Do I care who wins? We all know Seth Rollins is going to win this. This makes perfect sense. Why wouldn't he win it? I know people online have been saying that Aleister Black may show up at the Chamber, and we'll talk about that. He was one of the AEW releases, so we'll talk about that. But yeah, maybe that's the plan. I don't know. Moving on. So AJ Styles, he's talking to Adam Pearce, and so next week it's going to be AJ Styles versus Dirty Dominic Mysterio. So then Braun Breaker shows up. For whatever reason, he's wearing a fucking cowboy hat because it's Tennessee. And then both Braun and AJ stare at each other. And then Braun says, "See you around." I'm just like, what the hell? Oh, boy. Triple H is not using Braun Breaker to the best of his ability at all. He's not. Moving on. So, the War Raiders, they retained their tag titles via DQ because the Creed Brothers, they used the tag team titles to beat the shit out of the War Raiders. So why wouldn't they do that? I mean, it makes the most sense. They're going to continue this feud, I guess. You only have two tag teams that really kind of matter. The tag team division on Raw is utter shit. Moving on. So apparently, there's still some more Judgment Day drama. Who really cares? So, Finn Balor tells everyone that they should listen to him. Finn Balor says there's a bunch of excuses being made from Dom, who was made to look like a fool by AJ Styles. Dom says that Finn Balor is the fool for not helping him and Carlito. Finn Balor says Dom needs to finish what he started with AJ Styles and stay out of it. Dom says they've been short-handed since JD McDonough went down, and they should get a new member. So, basically, Liv Morgan says they do need a new member, but Finn Balor refuses. I wonder who this new member is going to be, and I don't think it's going to be Aleister Black. I think they're going to have Aleister Black be a loner. Moving on. So, this leads us into Damage Control. They're walking backstage. They run into Rhea. My bad. They run into Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley says she doesn't owe Io Sky anything. She's not going to give her a match because she owes her. She's giving Io Sky a match because she wants to. Rhea says she'll defend her title against Io Sky on the Raw after on the Raw after the Elimination Chamber. So, who really cares? This is not important. I get what Triple H is doing, but you mean to tell me you can't put this on for the Elimination Chamber? You mean to tell me we're going to do 5 matches and not 6? But I get it. TV ratings, right? I mean, ratings, right? Yeah, but those ratings have constantly plummeted since the debut, and we're only just about basically a month in. We basically are a month in, and the ratings have tanked. Not fucking good. Moving on, so this leads us into CM Punk. He comes out. He says that he's disappointed. He puts over. So CM Punk comes out. He puts over John Cena. He says that he's a little bit disappointed. He still, takes a couple digs at John Cena, basically. He says his goal is still the same. It's still WrestleMania. He gives Jay props for going after Gunther. He said that he's going to make true on his promise about how he's going to stab Cody Rhodes in the front instead of the back. Punk is kind of pissed because John didn't have to qualify. He just was able to get into it because of, he's John Cena. That's why. He makes fun of Drew McIntyre. He calls him a piece of garbage. And said that he's the one who ran off McIntyre to SmackDown because the fact of the matter is he beat him at Hell in a Cell. He said he didn't want to name drop Seth Rollins, but he does anyway. He says no matter who's going to win, he's going to be... no matter who wins, he's going to be... No matter who wins, he's never been more confident in his life. So Punk says that WrestleMania 41 belongs to one man, and that's CM Punk. So Logan Paul comes out he taunts CM Punk, says that he could call him a bunch of other names, but he can't say it on TV. So Logan Paul says when he threw him out the Royal Rumble that night, that was the best 15 minutes of CM Punk's career. And so basically CM Punk says that he would have mentioned Logan Paul in a promo, but he forgot he was in the match. And if Paul's lucky enough to get past Rey Mysterio, then he'll put him to sleep in Toronto. Okay. Pretty good little promo battle back and forth between the two of them. Main event of the evening, Logan Paul qualifies for the Chamber. So he beat Rey Mysterio. He beat him with the Paulizer, which is supposed to be the pulverizer. He might have to change that finish because I doubt anyone's going to be able to take it effectively. That works on smaller opponents that he's going to face, like Rey and stuff like that, and Finn Balor. But it's not going to work on a guy like McIntyre. CM Punk and John Cena, you can forget it. Those guys aren't going to take that, and I would not if I were them. I would change his finishing move. I would do maybe like the knockout punch that he's been doing. I would do something like that. And I would still Hangman Page's finisher, the buckshot lariat. I would just do that too. Do something. Something, man. Something. I don't know. But Logan Paul wins, and then in post-match, the New Day, they beat up Rey Mysterio. Dragon Lee comes out only for a brief moment. And then the New Day, they take out both Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee. Who gives a shit? And that was Monday Night Raw. Do you care about it? No, not really. Raw continues to be boring. And Triple H needs to do better. You got 10 weeks until WrestleMania. Get your head out of your fucking ass, Triple H. You gotta do better. You have to do better. So AEW had releases as well. They ended up releasing Malachi Black, Ricky Starks, and Miro. So Malachi Black is finally free, along with Ricky Starks and Miro, which is great. Love that. I would imagine that Triple H will probably bring Aleister Black back at the Elimination Chamber in 3 weeks, so he could just come up with some vignettes. Hopefully we'll get some vignettes, the start of some vignettes on SmackDown, because he's more than likely going to move to SmackDown. That's where Selena Vega is, his wife. So why wouldn't he want to be there? That makes perfect sense. Ricky Starks, him showing up is great. They'll probably put him on NXT like they're doing with Jordan Grace. So I could see Ricky Starks being in NXT for about a good 6 months, and then you put him on the main roster and let him cook. Miro. I don't know where Miro could go. Miro could return back to WWE, but I really want Miro to actually go to TNA and become world champion. I think you allow Miro to use his Redeemer character and gimmick. That was great. That was the best he's ever looked. He was good when Vince was in charge. He did have a good little run then, but later on, no. But when he came in about what was that? Was that 2013, 2014? When he went up against John Cena at that year's WrestleMania? That was great. But I could see him going to TNA, but I could also see him going back to WWE. Don't really know. And thankfully, there are no 90-day compete clauses on any of these. They can show up wherever they want. I would imagine they're probably going to do some more releases for AEW as well. I don't think that that's all we're going to get from Tony Khan. I think he'll end up releasing some more talent in due time. But Monday Night Raw was was, not that good. It was okay. Nothing really happened. The only thing that happened is that Jay challenged Gunther, which we all knew that was going to happen. So, yeah. But what did you guys think of Raw, and what did you guys think of the releases from both WWE and AEW? And where do you think they'll end up? Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.